You're watching the 2016 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. Two of the best teams in one of the nation's best states, IMG Academy and Trinity Christian here in Jacksonville, Florida. Hi folks, Kevin Brown, ESPN National Recruiting Analyst Craig Hobart. The Conquerors have just taken the field right behind us to a deafening entrance. They get set to play the nation's #2 team. What kind of talent will we see on this field tonight?
Well, top partner, there is so much talent in this game. I only got enough time here to give you the Cliff Note version. Over a dozen ESPN 300 prospects, double-digit junior 300 prospects, 4 players that rank #1 at their respective position. Basically, what I am saying is everywhere you look tonight, you will see a glimpse of the future of the game of college football.
When that thing happens, when it gets kicked off tonight, ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. You strap it on, you put that mouthpiece in, and you show them who you play for and what you've accomplished in the past 20-something years I've been here, and the past 4 or 5 years you've been here. You got it? Yes, sir. Everybody understand what I'm telling you? Yes, sir. All right, let's go get it done. Let's get there.
The 26th-year head coach, Verlin Dormady, he will need his top defensive playmaker to step up tonight. The #1 corner in the nation, Craig, Shaun Wade.
This is a program, Kevin, that has had some great defensive talent, and you could make an argument that Shaun is the best ever. A corner with great length, athleticism, as well as feel for the position. Here you see him with the jam. Watch him get position, go up, high point the football for the interception. The ability to see the field, understanding, playing the ball to the man, and watch him go over the back and not interfere, take the football away, and then take it to the house for 6. Also, outstanding burst at the top of the screen. You're not going to allow the receiver to get the first down. Sticks a foot in the ground, closes, and gets the pass breakup.
Future Ohio State Buckeye. Here's a future Alabama Crimson Tide linebacker just committed a couple of weeks ago at Dylan Moses.
He is a prospect that has been on the radar since junior high school. Initially as a running back, has transformed and developed that linebacker. Outstanding size and power. Here he takes on the block and does so by just knocking him back and then making the big play in the backfield. Despite being known for so long, he's still a young man who's hungry and works at the little things in the screen game. He recognizes it, the ability to close, beat the blocker, and then make the stop.
Just 2 of 14 players in the ESPN 300 we'll see tonight. 11 in the Junior 300. And if you're a fan of a Power 5 or an FBS school, there's somebody for you in this game. 16 FBS colleges represented.
Well, with all the talent that I mentioned, Kevin, it's obvious that a lot of those players would go on to play in college. A lot of teams represented. And that does not even talking about those players who are still undeclared at this point, but FBS talent.
Frankie Onate will kick it away for Trinity Christian, which won the toss and deferred. Manny Green, Trey Sanders deep to receive for IMG, and here we go with a touchback off the right leg of Onate. IMG Academy ranked 2nd in the nation. Kevin Wright, their head coach, thinks their quarterback is a National Player of the Year candidate. It is the Texas A&M verbal Kellen Mond.
A true dual threat, has the arm strength to make plays in a passing game, but with his size, 6'3", 200 pounds, he's very athletic and can be used on designated runs. Kevin, remember, we saw him week 1 against a very talented Grayson team out of Georgia, and he really put this IMG offense on his back, making plays both through the air and on the ground.
Running back is Asa Martin on a first down, and as Martin tripped up, Trinity Christian tackle for a loss comes from the Junior 300 linebacker Eric Gilliard.
And for Trinity Christian to be successful tonight defensively, they've got to make plays like that in the trenches with penetration, because on the perimeter, they are as talented as IMG.
Loss of 3 on the play. 4 receivers, and Mond will take it himself. One of those design runs you spoke of, and he gets only a yard before the hit from Derek Smith. What do you expect to see, Craig, in this matchup of the IMG offense and the TCAT?
Well, we talked about Shaun Wade in the open, the #1 ranked corner in the 2017 class. On the other side of him, number 13 is Tyreek Johnson. He's a #1 rated corner in the ESPN Junior 300. So they have lockdown ability on the perimeter. It's really what's going to happen in the box that's going to matter in this game.
On a 3rd and 12, Mon doesn't go at either corner. It's a crossing route to the running back, Martin, shy by 5 yards of a first down. So a 3-and-out forced by Trinity Christian. Chase Lassiter in on the stop. Cooper Graham will kick it away for IMG, the senior from Asheville, North Carolina. Most players not from Florida for this boarding school out of Bradenton. Tyreek Johnson is deep for this ground kick. Makes the catch at the 33. Johnson, the #1 quarterback of the Junior 300, may have lost a yard even. 42 on the punt. Elvis Hines makes the stop. Well, Johnson does try to fire his crowd up. Take a look at this, Hobbs. The big block at the end up high from Shaun Wade.
This is one of those games where you better have your head on a swivel at all points until that whistle blows.
So here's a Trinity Christian quarterback, Legend Brumbaugh. His father, the defensive line coach at Kentucky, is a Tennessee Martin verbal, but he will not come out for the first play. DJ Matthews, Florida State commit at wide receiver, who plays quite a bit of quarterback, is in the shotgun. And Matthews will keep it and lose yards. IMG in the backfield in the first play. Robert Beal, the #1 defensive end in the nation.
And Kevin, they will use 2 quarterbacks tonight. You mentioned Legend Brumbaugh, but ESPN 300 wide receiver DJ Matthews, who was a quarterback before getting into high school, gives this offense a little bit more of a run-pass dimension, makes IMG have to defend the entire field. So I would expect we'll see him quite a bit tonight at quarterback.
After the loss of 3, Matthews gives to Rashid Martin. Got a hold through the middle, setting up 3rd down. Martin, the 4th-year varsity player who decommitted from North Carolina earlier in the year. Interest from Virginia Tech and Cincinnati, among others. Looks like he's got a Maryland mouthpiece, though. 3rd and 6, Matthews still the quarterback. It's Martin again, eaten up in the interior, only a yard. 3-and-out forced by each team. Dylan Moses makes his first presence, and on the stop, along with Grant Delpit. So 4th down, and Frankie Onate will kick it away for Trinity Christian. A 3-and-out forced by each team early. A lot of talented, skilled players, not just offensively. Big rush comes, Onate gets it away. Not a great punt initially, but it takes a decent TCA roll. And the Conquerors down it after a punt of 33. Strong defensive play up front for both teams so far. IMG football when we return. That's pregame tailgate here at Trinity Christian Academy. Food looks good. Real fired up here at Jacksonville. IMG Academy football after a 3-and-out for the Ascenders on their first possession. And the quarterback, Kellen Mond, keeps the ball. Moves forward for a gain of just over 5 yards on the play. Kellen Mond, we saw him, Craig, on our kickoff weekend at a couple of rushing touchdowns, over 100 on the ground in the win over then #2 Grayson, and IMG has quickly risen to #2 of the country. Gain of 6 officially. Mond fakes the pitch and works his way for a yard or 2. What's the most impressive thing about Kellen Mond?
his size and his frame. He is a big quarterback. Here you see the fake pitch, tries to cut it back. The pursuit by that Trinity Christian defense. They got outstanding speed, can quickly rally to the football. But he's still a player that is developing as a passer. So despite his great measurables, he's still a young man with room to get better, a nice ceiling for development.
Brian Hightower, top of the screen. ESPN Junior 300 receiver. Sean Wade's locked in on him, top corner of the nation. Mon does look to throw. Incomplete behind Jamon Osborne. Coverage was from the dime back, Naeem Bozeman. Well, we see it there, Craig. Mon staying away from Wade and from Tyreek Johnson, the top corner, the top junior corner in the nation. But there's some depth in this secondary.
Yeah, they have this back seven extremely talented. We already talked about Eric Gilliard, ESPN Junior 300 linebacker. It's really in the trenches that they have a chance to dominate. We'll see as the game goes on if they can wear down that TCA front.
Now, nobody was back to receive this punt, so it will take a fortuitous roll all the way to the 1-yard line from Cooper Graham. Not like it was an all-out blitz either on the rush, but a punt of 63 for the senior Graham. An update at ESPN 300 this week. That's led to some shuffling in our class rankings. Oklahoma moved up a couple of spots, though. It wasn't all roses, Craig, for the Sooners this week.
Yeah, they did lose a decommitment after that number 6 wide receiver, Jalen Rager. And we spoke about the talent in this game. 3 Ohio State defensive back commits on the field tonight. 1 for Trinity Christian, 2 for IMG. And obviously, Dylan Moses, part of that number 2 Alabama class.
From the 1-yard line, DJ Matthews, the quarterback, is pressure. He will get some breathing room. Nice work by Matthews and a gain of 8 yards. Matthews, again, the Florida State commit. He committed 2 years ago, July 17th, 2014. He is the number 9 wide receiver in the class, but he plays quite a bit of quarterback. He's been the quarterback on every snap tonight.
And you saw a reason why on that play. IMG got quick penetration, were able to disrupt, but he's so quick and speedy, he was able to get out on the edge and make something out of nothing.
Martin on the handoff. Plunges his way across the 10-yard line. That's good for a first down. The senior 3-star running back, Rasheed Martin.
They really felt like with Matthews at quarterback, because of the ability to still throw the ball well and make plays, he could threaten his defense, but with his legs, he could really take away some of the aggressiveness of this IMGD.
Matthews' first throw complete to Kalen Hazelton. 5'9" junior, and Matthews 1 for 1 throwing the football.
See, not much of a play fake there. Gets the football out to Hazelton. Be able to move the football.
Martin on a second down. Hard runner, only 5'8", 167, Martin. But they love his vision. Not afraid to go into the middle of those big bodies.
It runs with a good base, good balance as well. Tough to bring down. Not a power back, but it keeps those legs churning.
3rd down and 2. Matthews, good play fake, finds his man in the middle of the field. This is Sean Wade. Beautiful hurdle inside midfield, and the Ohio State verbal Wade picks up a first down.
Here we see a little bit of that dual threat ability. Watch the play fake. He keeps it in there, draws the defense to the running back, creates a seam downfield for Wade, gets in the football. Then you just see the athleticism from the Ohio State verbal.
39 yards on the play for Wade, who was averaging nearly 21 per grab before that. Back to the ground, Matthews, beautiful stutter step, lowers his shoulder. Matthews taking eye contact after juking out a bit. Grant Delpin with a hit, and DJ Matthews is fired up.
Out on the edge, that's number 3, Trey McKitty, an Oregon verbal as a tight end. He got him to step down too far inside, lost his footing, out on the edge.
7 yards on the play. Matthews will throw it again to Hazelton. That's a first down for the junior. On 2nd and 3, a pickup of 9. Marcus Williamson made the stop. Trinity Christian has moved from its own 1 to the IMG 25. And look at the splits of this offensive line. Put yardsticks between those 5. Martin up the middle.
We're seeing a little bit on this drive, everything. They want to spread them out, force IMG to defend sideline to sideline, make them use that athleticism and run. And as they get them going sideline to sideline, that will create opportunities for them vertically downfield.
Fullback Chase Lassiter in the backfield after the gain of 3. It's Lassiter, straight ahead runner. He is a punishing runner, and Lassiter picks up 7 right to the line to gain. There's a little different dimension, Craig. Martin at 167, 5'8". Then you go to Lassiter, 6'2", 236. He's inches shy of a first down. Back to him. No, it's a fake from Matthews, whose pass is incomplete. Interior defensive line was all on Lassiter, and Matthews couldn't hit Sean Wade.
See what the fake with the big fullback rolls out. That is Marcus Williamson, the other Ohio State Purple commit in coverage. Good job of getting over the top, getting his hand, breaking up the pass.
Buckeye on Buckeye right there. 4th and inches, offense stays on the field. Rashid Martin's the back. IMG's got 7 up front, including the safety Isaiah Pryor. And Trinity Christian needs a moment to talk it over. Key 4th and inches on this lengthy drive. When we return, Conquerors trying to strike first.
Sharp.
ABC Saturday night in Happy Valley. Number 2 Ohio State coming off a big road win at Wisconsin. Gets another tough Big Ten opponent on the road against Penn State. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The annual whiteout game at Beaver Stadium. Live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. This drive so far, 10 plays, 83 yards, and a 4th and inches for Trinity Christian at the IMG Academy 15. Quarterback is Matthews. The running back is Martin. Matthews, in the face of pressure, gets to the outside. That's a first down run.
Kevin, they gave him the look like they were going to try to power it up inside, but then Matthews takes the snap, heads to the edge, so quick and electric that even IMG was not able to recover, stop before picking up the first down.
Nice night so far for that man. 26 years for Verlin Dormany, 6 state titles. Matthews pulls it down, heavy pressure here, and he is ducked under. It's Dylan Moses, the number 5 player in the nation, the Alabama Verbal, in on the sack with Dante Spaco.
See the pressure here. Ramos does a nice job of beating the center, redirecting once he finds the football, getting his hands on the rest of that IMG defense, helps him clean it up.
Committed to Alabama just about 2.5 weeks ago. Pitch to Martin. Martin inside. Rashid Martin fighting for the goal line. Does he have it? He does. Touchdown, Trinity Christian. "13 plays and 99 yards. What a statement that is to make against a team that has run roughshod through a national schedule at IMG Academy. Extra point from One makes it 7-0.
Rashid Martin here, you see nice vision as well as patience from a 3-star back. Gets on the edge, finds his blockers, lets them set themselves up, creates a seam, and then at the end, he may not be the biggest back, but you see the will and the fight and to keep those legs moving, to power his way into the end zone.
And DJ Matthews, who has taken every snap at quarterback tonight, absolutely loves it. What a drive that was. Started the drive, you're thinking if somebody scores here, it'll be IMG on a safety, how close the ball was to the goal line.
This is an IMG defense that has pitched 2 shutouts the last 2 weeks. And then you mentioned the field position, how they had to drive down the length of the field. You're right, a statement as well as a confidence builder for this entire Trinity Christian team.
Rasheed Martin's 10th rushing touchdown of the year. 3-star running back, interest Virginia Tech, Cincinnati, UAB. And if you're a Maryland fan, you like the state flag on the mouthpiece so far today.
Any little cue that maybe your team is in it?
That's right.
The type of socks that prospects are wearing are always a big deal in recruiting news.
So Frankie Onate will boot it away. Remember the last time we saw IMG Academy, it was Grayson who got on the board first. As we look at that Maryland Terrapin logo, state flag of Maryland, right under Mr. Martin. Manny Green at UCF commit. Trace Sanders in Alabama, verbal as a sophomore on the D-back. As the Sanders jumping in front of Green, Trace Sanders from his own goal line. Sanders untouched until he gets to the 40-yard line. Outstanding blocking by the Ascenders, and a flag thrown, a second one, a third one. Major tussle on the IMG sideline. Sean Wade has his hands up like somebody who was trying not to get caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah. Usually never a good sign when your man hands up. I didn't do it.
Mike Hayden is our referee tonight. He and his crew will discuss what's the first flag of the game. A welcome sight.
Upon completion of play, personal foul against receiving team, personal foul against the kicking team. Those penalties will offset, be first down IMG.
Play goes into the sideline. You see Wade getting driven out of bounds. Takes exception to that little bit of pushing and shoving, and certainly a good flag to try to maintain control of this game. 2 very talented teams, very amped up.
So Mon pressured us to throw it away. Flag is down on the near side, well away from the play. Pressure came from Eric Gilliard up the middle. So no flags for the first almost 10 minutes. Now 3 penalties and 2 plays.
Holding against the defense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. First down.
And again, nowhere near the play, but that's a key matchup tonight. This Trinity Christian secondary and this IMG Academy receiving core, college talent all over both. So the ball, because of the good kick return and the penalty, is moved to the 47 of TCA. Mott gets rid of it, incomplete. Brian Hightower, the intended target. Sean Wade in coverage. The Ascenders are coached by Kevin Wright. 5 years at Carmel High School in Indiana. Is plied his trade now in Bradenton for a perfect record over 2 seasons of 15 wins and no losses.
Comes from a football family, Kevin, his dad, Bud, the winningest coach in Indiana high school history.
Back at Sheridan High School. His 2 brothers football coaches. His sister is the assistant AD at Sheridan. Pressure again. Mott gets rid of it. Nice dump pass, and Asa Martin makes a beautiful move. Martin spun down the 26-yard line. 21 yards on the catch and run.
One of the improvements that Coach spoke about with Kellen Mond was feeling more comfortable sitting in there. He's going to get pressure from Gilliard, finds his target, Nacer Martin delivers it. Then we see the nice move from the junior 300 running back.
Ole Miss, West Virginia among 9 schools that have offered Martin. Mond, a little bit of a cleaner pocket, just dumps it to Manny Green. Short pickup.
Trinity Christian tonight, they have the talent on the edges with players like Sean Wade, Tyreek Johnson, to match up man-to-man to allow them to bring some extra pressure. And anytime Kellen Mond throws, they want to try and be in his face tonight and really make him feel uncomfortable.
So far, so good. After a gain of 2, Mond with a much cleaner pocket. He'll take a shot for the end zone. It is caught. Jamon Osborne. A spectacular grab by the junior and LSU verbal command.
Such a big target, 6'3", 215 pounds. The concentration, the body control, to be able to adjust to the football and make the grab, and working against the talented junior number 13, Tyreek Johnson. And really, that was, I was talked about Trinity Christian wanting to create pressure. They couldn't on that play. Initially, the coverage was there, and then he was able to break free.
Extra point blocked. Trinity Christian will stay in front, although IMG is on the board. Jamon Osborne, the number 19 wide receiver in the nation, ESPN 300 wideout. A great matchup with Tyreek Williams, and he won it here.
Yeah, you saw Mond was looking the other way, had time to come all the way back across the field because of the protection from the offensive line. And as talented as Tyreek Johnson is, you give her a big receiver like Jamon Osborne that much time, he's going to eventually work himself free, and Mond was able to deliver the football.
Craig, we had an update this week in the 300 rankings. Most players didn't move much. Jamon Osborne did rise 14 spots. What led to that? What have you seen in him this year?
We saw a little bit of a glimpse of some of the nice catches he made in week 1 against Grayson. There again, the size and the body control, the ability to adjust to the football because of that big frame, good speed, and the athleticism. He really create matchup problems.
Committed to LSU in June, previously a Baylor commit.
Along with Kellen Mond at one point.
He did go to Texas A&M, though, with Kellen, his quarterback, now a couple of weeks ago for the Aggies' big win over Tennessee. And it sounds like Kellen's trying to work his magic, keep that connection going.
Nothing's over till it's over, right?
That's right.
Until that Letterman 10 comes through the fax machine that first Wednesday in February.
Well, there's quite a ton of college interest in this one tonight, and that was a future Aggie at the moment to a future Tiger. From the 6-yard line, Trinity Christian on the return, and it's a good one. Out across the 30-yard line. It's the freshman on the return, Kewan Herndon. Speaking of college interest, there's Jim McElwain, the head coach of the Florida Gators. Made the short trip up from Gainesville. What do you think his eyes are on tonight? I guess who aren't they on tonight?
Exactly. Just look around. 12th class in the ESPN 300, A300 players. Some good defensive linemen. Fred Hansard up there out of New Jersey, a big nose tackle who moves very well. Darius Lemons, talented big running back. Marco Wilson, a corner. And quite a few I saw down on the field before warm-ups. There were a few NC State coaches. I think I saw Florida State assistant as well. A lot of talent will certainly draw the coaches on a Friday night.
That is a Florida team that obviously has had some great defensive moments over the past few years. And you mentioned the interior linemen that they're picking up in that class. But if I'm a Gator fan watching this game thinking, is there a jump start to the offense coming in the next couple of years? How's the class look in that respect?
Well, Daquan Green, who leads that class, the wide receiver, very talented, speedy target. And they got some young. Tyree Cleveland had a great week ago. The receiver out of Houston. Freddie Swain, another talented young receiver amongst those corps.
Jim is all smiles right now, the former Colorado State head man. 3rd and 3, and Matthews twisted to the ground. Dylan Moses, #1 athlete in the country, picks up the sack.
That size and athleticism allows him to make so many plays on the blitz. The ability to adjust such a strong grip once he gets his hands on cloth, able to bring Matthews down. He's really a player, Dylan Moses, that is still finding his feel at the linebacker position and continuing to get better. Against Coronia Centennial early this year, 22 tackles. The work ethic and the athleticism allows him to make a lot of plays, but he's still going to get better as a linebacker.
He almost got that punt. O'Neill barely gets it away. Dylan Moses with his sack and nearly the blocked punts. That was a good 60 seconds if you're an Alabama fan. As if you haven't had enough good minutes this year if you're an Alabama fan. Good one in Jacksonville. TCA up a point after 1. Start of the second quarter here at Trinity Christian from Jacksonville, and it's a Jackson 5 kind of night. In between quarters, 7-6 lead for Trinity Christian. A 12-yard run from Rasheed Martin. For IMG Osborne, a 24-yard touchdown, but I don't think anyone's got better moves than that man. IMG ball to start the quarter. Kellen Mond gets away from a sack, and Mond picks up 11 yards. Pressure came from Eric Gilliard, who has been in Mond's face all day, but Kellen calmly steps away.
Yeah, we've seen DJ Matthews elude some blitzers tonight. Here, Kellen Mond, the big quarterback, able to stay on his feet, break the tackle of Gilliard, pick up a first down.
Mond 4 of 6 through the air, 54 yards and a touchdown. After the first down run, a 1st and 10, a handoff into the belly of Asa Martin for just a yard. IMG Academy 3 and outs on its first 2 drives. Touchdown drive last time.
Some confusion here on the line, Kevin. You're going to see the left tackle pull, but the nose tackle pushes back the offensive line, and the right tackle was pulling as well, and 2 big men collide, and there was nowhere to go.
Robert Hainsey, Brock Bando the tackles, and only a yard on the play. Mond nearly intercepted. Oh, Chamari Connor, the nickelback, had it in his mitts.
Watch the running back number 20, a great blitz pickup. Mond steps up, throws a football, but Connor, a nice break underneath on a football, member of the ESPN Junior 300. Almost had a big interception there.
We just saw Jim McElwain at the end of the first. Florida, one of the top schools in the running for Connor. Michigan, Notre Dame with interest as well. 3rd down, 9 to go. Flag stopped the play. Would have been a screen to Martin.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Remember, Craig, this secondary for Trinity Christian. Sean Wade, Ohio State commit, #1 corner in the country. Tyreek Johnson, #1 junior corner. And Chamari Connor, number 10 safety in the junior 300. He has to settle for the nickelback position.
Loaded defense. Extremely talented back 7, indeed.
Gilliard shows pressure at a 3rd and 4. So does TJ Robinson, #8 off the edge, who's doing jumping jacks. Here comes the heat. Gilliard. Mond gets away. First down throw. Manny Green down the sideline. Cuts it back upfield. What a move by Mond at the front end of the play. And a dime stopper from Green at the end of it for 38 yards.
Guess who? Eric Gilliard again with the unimpeded pressure, but we see Mond move around, finds his target, Green downfield, and watch Brian Hightower come back with the black block on Tyreek Johnson. Green cuts it back inside. Very nice play from start to finish there by the IMG offense.
Inside the red zone from the 18-yard line. Mond looking long. This time he goes down. TJ Robinson. Florida international commit with his 3rd sack of the year. That was in part a coverage sack.
They're bringing pressure. We talked about the talent of that secondary. 2 #1 corners in their respective class. There was just nowhere for Mond to go with the football, had to hold on to it, and eventually that pressure was able to get to him and bring him down.
Loss of 9 yards. Robinson shows pressure up the middle. He comes in unimpeded again, and the pass is nearly picked off. Naeem Boatsman went low. Robinson and Gilliard. Robinson, the strong side linebacker. Gilliard, the middle linebacker, have been all over Mond.
Yeah, that pressure starting to disrupt now because he had Asa Martin, his running back, number 20, out to the flat to his left. But he really had no time to see him. As soon as he got the football, had to get rid of it.
3rd and long for IMG Academy coming up after this timeout. Top 25 doubleheader in the SEC tomorrow night on ESPN, 6 Eastern. Austin Allen of the Razorbacks coming off a big win over Ole Miss. They visit number 21 Auburn at Jordan-Hare, and then those Rebels head to LSU. The old Ole Miss coach, Ed Ogeron of the number 25 Tigers. 9 Eastern in a huge SEC West game. Both streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN. 3rd and 19 out of the timeout for Kellen Mond. Brian Hightower to the bottom of the screen. Junior 300 receiver. 3 to the top. Mond pressured again. Heaves it up. Sean Wade's in there and it's knocked away. Osborne was the target. And Wade got the deflection.
And once again, it all starts with the pressure. They bring 2 to Mond's right. Doesn't allow him to get himself settled and step into the throw, so there's more air underneath the football. And with the secondary like that, it's going to allow them to recover, go up and get the pass breakup. Number 7, Sean Wade, got just tremendous range.
Number 1 corner in the nation. 4th and 19, the offense is on the field. Play clock's ticking down. Trinity trying to get settled on defense. 4th and 19. Mond and the Ascenders will go for it. Or will they? I think this is a delay game
on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So 4th and 24. This one is just out of the range of Cooper Graham.
That was a bad time to take a delay of game penalty. You're already way behind the 8 ball with 3rd and long.
Well, it's 4th and 24 to 32, and the offense is going to the sideline. Do you take another delay and then punt it? Maybe that's the strategy here.
Well, if you think, well, maybe we can pin him, but you had that punt where you put him at the 1-2 drives ago. They were able to take it the length of the field.
4th down.
Just had another delay of game call. And Kevin Wright is going to put some faith in his defense. Tell you what, it'd be really funny if they went for it here, though. Wouldn't be quite as unusual as a BYU fake punt last night. You see that? 4th and 19 at their own 5. Tried to run it out of the end zone. A wild game with Boise State. So Graham will punt it. Tyree Johnson is back. And this one will roll inside the 5. Can IMG keep it out of the end zone? Yes, they can. Officials are discussing this now. Looks like the ball will be spotted to the 1-yard line again. See if you can do it again, Trinity Christian.
Let's go, Trinity!
7-6 lead for the Conquerors over the Ascenders in a battle not for global domination, but for Floridian domination. Top freshman of the week, week 7, mentioned Tyree Cleveland earlier. Had a big game for the Gators. Jalen Hurts just seems to be on this list every week, doesn't he?
Him and Ed Oliver. We'll get to the point now where we'll just let you know when Ed Oliver doesn't have a good week. Yeah, but, you know, with the freshmen coming into college, making an impact. Certainly have some players on the field tonight with that type of ability as well.
So for the one, DJ Matthews takes a deep shot at Sean Wade. There's a bunch of contact out there that won't be called. Coverage was from Elvis Hines, and what a stretch for that young man. He just downed the punt at the one, and he downed both punts at the one in this game. And then he covered Wade.
Personal foul against the defense. Roughing the passer. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow, so behind the play, Trinity Christian will move out of the shadow of its own goal line.
A great special teams play, puts Trinity Christian with their back against the goal post. But here we just see no need for the hit. Moses puts a hand to the face. Dylan Moses coming in, looked like he had left his feet. But one of those mental mistakes unnecessary that helps Trinity Christian get out away from their goal line, get some room to breathe.
Again, notice the spacing of the offensive linemen and those huge gaps. Trinity Christian's trying to spread the field with the athleticism of Matthews as he gives it up here to Martin. And Moses is in on the stop. Surprised so far at the way Trinity Christian has attacked IMG with the ultra spread field?
Not at all. They knew that they do not have the size in the trenches, whether their offensive line against IMG's defensive front, to try to grind it out, to go heel to heel, to go old school 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They do have a lot of athleticism. They match up best with their skill players on the perimeter, so they want to make this field. They want to play sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone, use this entire field.
Martin breaks a tackle. And Martin is 2 yards shy of a first down or so.
They also want to try and create some one-on-one tackling situations in space. Some of the talent they have the ability to elude, break tackles, gain yards after first contact once they're out in some space.
Quickly to the line. Matthews gives to Martin. First down, gain of 4. Rashid Martin, who has the touchdown for Trinity Christian, has been the workhorse on the ground. Now 10 carries, 46 yards for the fourth-year varsity player.
Take some shots inside, make those linebackers, those defensive linemen, not feel like they could fly out of there and run to the perimeter.
Matthews brought down by Christian Pluchino, the starting middle linebacker. Did a nice job to grab the Florida State commit by the ankles. There's just so much talent on the field. And Christian Pluchino is a starting middle linebacker. He's got a 4.1 GPA. There's Ivy League military academy interest, and he gets completely overshadowed sometimes, unfairly so. Option. Martin on the pitch. Matthews operates as a blocker, and Martin bowls him over. A little bit of everything there from DJ Matthews.
I mentioned Pluchino a moment ago. He's also one of the first players to be a 4-year IMG student.
Relatively new football program.
Yep, being there since his freshman year.
Third down, Matthews eludes a tackler in the backfield. Looks like he's got the first down. Spot is just beyond the 38-yard line. And that moves the chains for Trinity Christian.
He is slippery, Coach. Talking to Coach earlier, we called him a noodle. He's very hard to get your hands on him or wrap him up. He might not strike fear into you in physical stature, but you got to try to corral him some space. He is terrifying.
6 feet and 165, and he has been the quarterback for every play. When you look at DJ Matthews, he does not stand out physically, that's for certain. How much bulk does he need to gain to keep it going at the next level?
Well, you know, it really comes down to the ability to sustain hits over time and to stay healthy, but he doesn't allow you to get very many direct shots, and don't know how much bigger his frame will allow him to hold, but again, if you can't hit him, you can't hurt him.
Martin surges close to midfield, a first down. 6 yards on the pitch to Rashid Martin.
You know, Again, that is his size is really the biggest drawback. And if he was a little bit bigger, already a top 10 receiver, maybe ranked a little bit high, but such great hands. We haven't had a chance to see that tonight with him working at quarterback.
Matthews slips. 8 runs in a row on the drive. They were finally looking to pass, and Matthews lost his footing with the pressure from Trey McKinney. Remember, this drive, as the touchdown drive, started at the 1-yard line. And the roughing the passer to start, Trinity Christian, even after the loss of 6, has moved 42 yards. Bring the fullback in, Chase Lassiter into the backfield. Sean Wade, the Ohio State verbal at corner, bottom of your screen. Lassiter. Well, they get excited when he runs the ball. 6'2", 236. Don't need to worry about him lowering his pad level.
He is the polar opposite of Matthews. He is straight line, downhill, and even as Isaiah Pryor makes the hit, it was really Lassiter making a hit on him that he went down.
Back to Lassiter, who needs 6 and will get just 3. Stood up and pushed back late. There was a shove at the end of that from Isaiah Pryor, who took the brunt of the contact on the previous play, but no flag.
We remembered that from a few plays ago. Lassiter actually speaking to him yesterday after practice said most programs that he's speaking to are interested in him, though, on the defensive side as a linebacker.
4th and 3, Lassiter, nowhere to go. IMG holds. Dylan Moses started the charge. ESPN 300 athlete, number 5 player in the country, and Teron Vincent was in on the play as well. Moses and Vincent the stuff. Ascenders ball when we return.
Line sharp.
Look at Jacksonville Landing in downtown Jacksonville. 126,000 square feet of shopping, dining, clubbing, and a historic museum complex here in SEC country. And we've expanded our top 25 to now our top 40 recruiting classes in the country as part of the ESPN 300 update this week. And Craig, if you're an SEC school, chances are good you're in the top 40.
Yeah, they currently lead the way amongst all the Power 5 conferences with 11 teams represented. You see there 4 amongst the top 10, 3 in the top 5, and LSU right now obviously fired Les Miles earlier in the season at Ogeron in the interim role, but as an LSU fan, you still got to feel pretty good in the midst of a staff change and still holding on to a top 5 class.
Ed Ogeron certainly knows his way around a recruiting class, has done that his whole career. For LSU, number 5 still, they haven't had much really, if any, damage. Lost a junior college commit so far. That's it with Les Miles gone. Tyler Shelvin, who's number 2 defensive tackle of the country, he just said this week that he's going to stay there as long as Ed Ogeron is.
Yeah, you know, a coaching change usually brings about uncertainty and slows things down because of LSU and the type of program that it is. Players will wait it out to see what happens.
Kellen Mond taking a deep shot. Sean Wade in coverage, nearly got him. A lot of pass deflections for the Trinity Christian secondary. Wade, the Ohio State verbal, has his 2nd.
Wade working against number 1 Manny Green, Central Florida commit. You see the ability, looking back for the football, going up and could not complete the play with the interception, but tremendous coverage. Just great speed and just feel for the position. He is an outstanding corner. This is a program that 2 seasons ago had Kevin Tolliver, who ended up signing with LSU and played as a true freshman, one of their starting corners now.
Pressure, Mond gets drilled, pass incomplete. Brock Annexstad the target.
With that pressure, Annexstad wasn't ready for, and you see quick pressure, 2 defenders on him. Andrew Brown and Brian Roberts both there with the hit.
Roberts of Middle Tennessee verbal, 3-star. So another 3 and out. This time it is DJ Matthews back to receive. he's going to let this one bounce to the 15. Good news, this one doesn't get to the 1. Down to the 14-yard line, a punt of 40 yards. Saturday night on ABC, JT Barrett and those Ohio State Buckeyes. A lot of future Buckeyes in this game will head to Penn State. Annual whiteout game, which is always a sight to see at Beaver Stadium. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN. Raekwon McMillan, leader of that Buckeyes defense, a couple of years ago was our #1 inside linebacker. Here's what we said about him then.
I mean, he was an impressive young man in size and stature for a high school prospect. Also, tremendous athlete, that sideline to sideline type range, only continuing to get better. The success he is having in college, no surprise at all.
Couple of Ohio State defensive backs on the field for IMG Academy. Handoff is to Rasheed Martin. A gain of 6 yards, his 15th carry of the game. Isaiah Pryor, Marcus Williamson, 2 future Buckeye defensive backs in the secondary for IMG. And you've seen Sean Wade for Trinity Christian. And it's a testament to the national recruiting power of Urban Meyer. TJ Matthews still in at quarterback. Martin needed 4, and he's got 4. First down for the Conquerors.
Trinity Christian has a nice flow going when they could stay ahead of the chains. They're working the football inside again, trying to keep those linebackers, those D tackles honest, making them defend between the tackles, then mixing it up, getting the football out on the perimeter as well, and then DJ Matthews at any point gives that dual threat option. They're really keeping this IMG defense on their heels.
Well, Berlin Dormany did tell us they wouldn't beat IMG with big plays. They would have to beat them by sustaining drives. And so far, so good, as the Conquerors have dominated time of possession.
This is a defense, too, without one of its star players. Josh Kaindow, the #2 rated defensive end, a Maryland commit. He is banged up, not playing tonight. Takes one guy out of that rotation along that front. So that puts Trey McKitty, who you saw there, #3. Again, a Oregon Verbal as a tight end, helping out on defense tonight as well.
Matthews looks to throw. Incomplete for Wade, who is streaking down the middle of the field. That could have been the big play.
Wade working against junior linebacker Mike Jones. He had to step on him. Good protection initially up front by that offensive line. And then again, Matthews, he can throw the football, but when you're not working full-time at quarterback, trying to find that touch and accuracy, a little bit outside reach of Wade, unable to hook up for the big play.
Trinity Christian is 3 for 7 on 3rd downs. This is a 3rd and 6 to sustain the drive. Matthews will run it. TJ Matthews upfield, and a first down to the 40, 12 yards for the Florida State Verbal.
Keeping the football in their hands at a playmaker. Look at the size of that A gap. It is so huge. The center blocks out, the guard turns out, and there is, you could have drove an 18-wheeler through that A gap. We talked about Matthews' diminutive stature. He was certainly able to get through there, get the first down.
A little misdirection in the backfield. The handoff went to Martin for 2. Man, what do you do defensively to stop this with the wide splits we're seeing?
Well, you know, defensively, they've got to be able to get off blocks, those defensive linemen. And then they also need, you know, you're seeing good push from this Trinity Christian offense. They get penetration there.
Martin tries to reverse field. Got a block from Matthews. Here comes Rasheed Martin. Lost the football. IMG's got it. It was a disaster. Then it was a delight. It ends up a fiasco. Trey McKitty pounces on the loose change.
And it was McKitty who initially got the penetration, working back with pursuit, able to get on the football. And you see there, not carrying the football tight to his body. The IMG defender able to get in there and poke it out, Isaiah Pryor. Then McKitty recovers it. A lot of times when you reverse field trying to make a play, you got to be aware of the backside pursuit. Defenders are coming. They let the football get away from his frame, and in the tackle, IMG able to break it loose.
Kellen Mond back on the field. The Texas A&M verbal.
Timeout, Trinity. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
Well, Isaiah Pryor, the Ohio State verbal, made a great play there. Forced a fumble out. Part of the #1 recruiting class in the country. And the Buckeyes are well represented tonight. Pryor and Williamson and Shaun Wade, who is the headliner in a class that is 16 for 17 in 300 commits.
You want to talk about being efficient in class, both excelling in quality and quantity. 8 prospects that rank amongst the top 5 at their respective position. And though Alabama has been able to close the gap some, Ohio State is the only class that has been in that #1 spot since this cycle has begun for the 2017 rankings.
What's left on the board for the Buckeyes?
I mean, listen, they are not done at all. Still plenty of prospects throughout the nation. This is still a class that could grow. Cam Akers out of the South, a talented running back.
Got a big game against Nebraska in a couple of weeks. We just saw Bishop Gorman, Tyjon Lindsey, Tate Martell, Haskell Garrett. All Bishop Gorman players and Buckeye verbals will be heading there, and they're going to be joined by Bubba Bolden, who was a big riser in the ESPN 300. Gale's safety. Mond on the screen. Contact came right at the pass. No flag. Naeem Bozeman put the stick on Asa Martin.
Talking about that talented secondary, Bozeman, kind of the no-name guy amongst that group, making a few plays. Reads it, beautiful timing with the hit to separate Asa Martin from the football. Martin was looking for a flag. I think that was just outstanding burst and timing to make that play by the junior safety.
What a game for this secondary. Mond has thrown 6 straight incompletions. So he'll keep it on the ground, and Asa Martin. Third down coming up. Mond has the play quickly. Watch for Jamon Osborne, who has the touchdown grab. Top of the screen, locked up with Shaun Wade. Mond fakes the give, has all day to run. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. First down run of 14 for the dual threat senior.
Going to try to get action going to Mond's right. Pulls the football. There's nobody to his left. Big number 73, Evan Neal. One guy who had to just wall off a defender. Gave Mond plenty of room to run. Pick up a first down.
6'8", 375-pound sophomore Neal. Was previously an Alabama commit. Intercepted by Wade. Stepped in front of Martin. Shaun Wade, the #1 corner in the nation. They've been close tonight, and Wade and Trinity Christian finally get one.
Wade, it really all starts with the pressure up front. You see Wade just drop off once again, reading the quarterback. Mond had pressure in his face, and when you just throw up the football, you're not aware of where everybody is. With players in a secondary like a Wade, they're going to create big plays. You see there, the pressure doesn't allow him to step into it, kind of lofts it up, thinking he has Martin, doesn't see Wade underneath. And a big play by the #1 rated corner in the nation.
Just beautifully read by Shaun Wade. Number 13 player in the ESPN 300. DJ Matthews now with a loopy run for a loss of a yard. You know, on that play, one of the great things about Wade, we mentioned his athletic skills and his footwork. He knew the coverage there. He knew exactly what was going on. He had Derek Smith, the safety, behind him to pick up Osborne, and he stepped right into the passing lane.
Tremendous athlete, great length, but also really a good student of the game, has a great feel for the position, and you see that in his play as well.
Matthews. He held the ball out, and there was nobody on that side. Martin went the other way. No gain, and a stoppage.
Can charge timeout of the half.
Timeout IMG. Well, there's so much talent on the field. There are 25 players in the ESPN 300 or Junior 300, but so far, not many have shown as brightly as Shaun Wade.
Yeah, he has played up to his lofty status tonight. In coverage, not able to bring down the football in those two plays here. He goes off and drops off, is able to make the big interception. Could have potentially had 3 tonight. But when they've tried to test him, try to throw to his side of the field, he has certainly proved tough to try to get the football past.
2 pass breakups, 2 tackles, plus an interception. He is headed to Alabama soon on an official visit. He will take an official to Ohio State as well. A verbal commit to the Buckeyes as of last January 12th, the day they won the national championship.
Also one set for Virginia Tech a little later in the season when they played Georgia Tech. And there, we've been talking about it tonight. He's just got to put on that frame. And I was speaking to him after practice yesterday. He said the Ohio State coaches feel that he is an early enrollee, and once he gets on campus, it won't be too long before they can feel like they put another 10, 15 pounds on him. He wasn't too worried about that size and putting on that mass. And really, for such a young player, technically sound, technically savvy player.
Trinity.
Yeah, the old timeout after a timeout maneuver for Verlin Dorminey. Final 1 of the half for the Conquerors. Well, one of those official visits is to Alabama. We've talked about the #1 class in the nation for the nation's #2 team. Now flip those roles. Alabama 2nd in the nation in terms of class ranks, led by Najee Harris and the new commit Dylan Moses.
This is a class that really has been able to close some ground on the Buckeyes at #1. 3 players ranked at a 5-star there in Harris, Dylan Moses, and Alex Leatherwood, another prospect here out of the state of Florida. 6 prospects that rank amongst the top 3 at their position. You see Jerry Jeudy there out of Florida, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, some of the success they've had with wide receivers out of the Sunshine State. He could be potentially the next great one there at the receiver position for the Crimson Tide.
A lot of talent will be in Tuscaloosa tomorrow. Tide takes on Texas A&M. Official visits for a number of the nation's top players, including the #1 offensive lineman Trey Smith will reportedly be headed to Alabama for that game. #1 player in the ESPN 300. 3rd and 11.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, the old delay of game after a timeout strategy. Never see it coming.
Not anybody's favorite page out of the strategy book.
Yeah, maybe Rip Van Winkle's.
In the 3rd and long, I guess what's 3rd and a little longer.
That's right. 16 officially for Verlin Dorminey, whose Conquerors have won 3 consecutive state titles in Class 3A. Only 4 other programs in the state of Florida have won 4 state titles in a row. An official explanation at the sideline. Motion man is Kalen Hazelton. Wide to the left. We still have not seen Legend Brumbaugh, the normal starting quarterback in the game. Are we going to see a snap here? I think we're trying to get a second added to the clock. There we go. 1:07 now. Every second matters. 3rd and 16. Four-man rush. pressure. Matthews goes down. Ball came out after he hit the ground. Dante Spaco, Colorado commit, with a sack. And a timeout taken by IMG.
This was big for the IMG defense because they were able to get pressure with just 4. Spaco coming from the backside, able to win his one-on-one battle and then run down DJ Matthews. Part of a Colorado class now sitting at number 25 in the class rankings. And Buffalo is showing much improvement on the field as well as on the recruiting trail. And Spaco, a Colorado native as well.
Hey, Craig, we can't say enough about how excited we are for next week when the Geico High School Football Showcase features the California School for the Deaf. First on Tuesday night on ESPN, we watch the E60 feature about the Eagles, Silent Night Lights, at 9:30 on ESPN, and beginning Tuesday night, you can watch the replay of that feature on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. And if you haven't seen it, watch it as soon as possible on Tuesday. It is an amazing piece. And then we'll be out there for the game. Woodland Christian, California School for the Deaf, one of the powers in California, Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN2. It's going to be an awesome week as we showcase some terrific kids. Punt on 4th and 19, a low one from Onate. And it rolls out of bounds at the 29-yard line. 39 yards, no return. Again, our ESPN 300 changed up a bit this week. Some movers and shakers in the top 10. Oklahoma up to number 3. Georgia and LSU down a spot, but still holding strong in the top 5.
Yeah, Oklahoma was one program in class, I should say, that really benefited from the updated player rankings. They had 2 commits that ended up moving into the ESPN 300, and Jacob Phillips and then safety Robert Barnes. And Notre Dame having a rough year on the field, certainly falling short of expectations, still though being able to hold on to a top 10 class at this point.
Under a minute and a half, IMG Academy is out of timeouts. Only 3 linemen with their hands down for Trinity Christian.
Prior to the snap, delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
A lot of difficulties tonight with the perception of time. We've had several delay games. Some, coming out of timeouts and change of possession. You wouldn't expect to see them.
1st and 15 as the Ascenders will try to get in sync. Only a 3-man rush. Bounce pass complete to Annexstad. The tackle right away from Brian Roberts as the clock rolls.
Yeah, this is a difficult defense to try to run that offense against, because with the secondary talent they could match up, it's going to be difficult to try and take strikes downfield. I'm surprised, though, don't try and put Bond on the move here.
Well, they're in no rush. Flagged out.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, that will stop the clock. Give IMG a free timeout of sorts, 20.4. Clock does roll after the officials whistle. IMG was really in no hurry to get to the line.
Last thing you want to do is throw the football up, make a mistake. We've seen what Wade can do back there.
Oman does keep it, and he goes down. A fitting end to the half. There was a Trinity Christian player in the backfield again, and it's Eric Gilliard. So a 7-6 lead for the underdog Conquerors at home at the half. Brennan Fitzgerald and Charles Arbuckle on the other side. We'll take a look at some of college football's top teams. You're watching the 2016 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. And what a showcase it has been for some of the nation's top talent. 7-6. Trinity Christian, the home underdog over number 2 IMG Academy. Kevin Brown, ESPN National Recruiting Analyst Craig Hobart. It's been a fun first half. Big-time plays from big-time players, Craig. And the Conquerors, the hometown team, went 99 yards for the first score of the game.
Then Rashid Martin, the senior running back, punches it in, as you mentioned, to cap off a 99-yard drive. And then here Kellen Mond finds LSU verbal commit Jamon Osborne in the end zone for the score. Dylan Moses has been very active tonight here with the blitz. Brings down DJ Matthews for a sack. And then the #1 rated cornerback in the nation, Sean Wade, 2 pass breakups as well as that interception there.
Monster first half for both of those defensive stars. Our first half stats brought to you by Geico. Moses, number 5 in the 300. Wade, number 13. Crimson Tide and Buckeyes fans, a lot of smiles in the first 24.
Type of first half you would expect from 2 young men with their rankings. #1 at their respective position. They have been active. They have been playmakers for their team. And we're looking forward to see what they can do in the second half.
Greg, the big story in recruiting this month has been a proposal from the NCAA Division I Council. It was unveiled last Wednesday for a new model of college football recruiting. Here are the main points. #1, enacting 2 early 72-hour signing periods. That would turn the number of college football signing periods from 1 to 3 last Wednesday in June, mid-December JUCO signing period. Also reduce the number of camp days from 30 to 10 for coaches, and some restrictions on that as well. When you look at these potential changes, where does your initial reaction lie?
Well, I think myself and many were bracing for an early signing period. I think what the shock was potentially 2 more. And I think in order to do that, we still need more information. You're going to have to restructure the recruiting calendar and now allow juniors to be able to take official visits. You know, we've been able to talk to some high school coaches since this has been brought about, this proposal. And there's been some interesting thoughts. Coach Kevin Wright, head coach at IMG, didn't see any problem with it, thought it'd be good, bring some clarity. We've spoken to some coaches who felt, well, maybe if a player signs early, he may feel that his job is done and coast through his senior year. So I right now am a proponent for, as the system is, there is one signing day, the first Wednesday in February. I don't know if this necessarily fixes the problem or just potentially brings about more problems a year or 2 down the road.
It's something we'll have to follow, and again, that is a proposed bit of legislation. It has not been officially enacted yet, though it seems it is heading in that direction. As you look at 2 of the key defensive players in the game, Sean Wade on the left, he committed more than a year ago, and Dylan Moses committed a couple of weeks ago. Players in the ESPN 300 tonight. 14 of them, 2 for Trinity Christian and 12 from IMG Academy. All but Cesar Ruiz and Jordan Anthony committed to Power 5 schools.
Ruiz scheduled to take an official to Auburn this week. As went to the Gators a week ago. He has an official visit, an announcement date set for December 18th. So will not be undeclared for too much longer as this fall. Kevin is racing by already in our last 3 games of the Geico High School Showcase.
Ruiz, the starting center for IMG out of Camden, New Jersey. Trinity Christian gets the ball to start in the 3rd quarter. Kick out of the end zone from Cooper Graham. So the Conquerors will take it with one of their best bits of field position tonight, their own 20-yard line. They've started 2 drives from their own 1.
And obviously just 7 points on the board, but they've got to feel good offensively about how they were able to attack this IMG defense. They really got to feel like they were able to achieve their goals of spreading things out, making IMG defend the entire field, try and have to make tackles consistently in space. Now it's just a matter of getting a little bit more consistency in these drives like they did on that 199-yard drive where they're able to finish it with a score.
I've not seen the usual starting quarterback legend Brumbaugh at all tonight. DJ Matthews back in the shotgun. Rashid Martin trying to get free to the outside. And a good start to the half. Grant Delpit, number 4 safety in the class of 2017 on the stop. So in the first half, Trinity Christian really controlled the time of possession offensively, spread out IMG. How do you adjust to that defensively?
Well, you know, the thing is they've been able to bend and not break. You're right. They want to try to change some of that time of possession. But again, with them being spread out, it's about rallying to the football and sure tackling to not allow them to gain yards after contact because they are keeping things short.
Pressure came from Moses off the edge of the far side. The tackle is Isaiah Pryor's on the near side. Good start defensively from Delpit and Pryor, the 2 safeties, each with a stop.
There we saw the front being able to stretch things out, giving Pryor, Ohio State Verbal, a big safety, time to get downhill and make the tackle.
Pryor's the number 3 safety in the class. Delpit with the first hit, the number 4 safety in the class. 3rd down, 7 to go for Matthews. Off his back foot, nowhere near Shaun Wade.
Dylan Moses with pressure, forcing the errant throw from Matthews and a 3 and out.
Opening weekend, we saw IMG Academy take a lead over Grayson on a last-second field goal from Cooper Graham in the first half. And then the Ascenders turned it on and dominated the second half of play. Will that be the formula tonight? Frankie Onate's kick takes a favorable bounce. It's grabbed by Manny Green. Green shedding tackles. And the UCF Verbal is driven out at midfield. 46 on the punt, 21 on the return. Terrific starting field position for the Ascenders. Great field position for the IMG Academy Ascenders, the number 2 team in the country in the USA Today Super 25, but they have not been able to do much offensively. Craig Halbert and Trinity Christian's been in the backfield all game.
And their goal coming into this game was to create pressure, get after Kellen Mond. They have been able to do that, disrupt, get hits on him there. He was able to escape for positive yards. But when he's tried to drop back and throw, it has not been easy. And at times when he has been able to throw, Kevin, they forced him to make some bad throws, one leading to an interception by Shaun Wade. For IMG, the second half, it's about maintaining protection because with the lockdown corners that Trinity Christian has, he needs to get his receivers an opportunity to try to work themselves open.
Mond 6 of 16, 93 yards, a touchdown and an interception, far from the efficiency we're used to. The number 2 dual threat quarterback in the nation. Kevin Wright. What will his Ascenders do in the second half? They come in 6-0. They haven't had many close calls. A 50-49 win against Centennial in California in week 2. Other than that, they have been well ahead of the competition. And a deserved number 2 national ranking, behind only the back-to-back defending national champion Bishop Gorman. A lot of pressure has been in that young man's face tonight. 7 pressures and a sack for Trinity Christian, with the ball placed on the midfield stripe. On to flip to the motion man, Jamon Osborne. And a productive start as Osborne and Shaun Wade took some contact up high.
Haven't been able to get the time to get the football to Osborne much, so flip it to him on the jet sweep. Allow him to try to get out on the edge, and it's a big man rolling downfield, sets up a 2nd and short.
That's officially a completion and a gain of 8 yards. Mond, pressure came from the backside. He flips it over the head of Manny Green. Had some time to throw early. And then TJ Robinson, who has the sack for Trinity Christian tonight, nearly got to him late.
The problem is, get pressure, you can't make a good throw. When you get time, though, you're facing a secondary with corners that are both ranked #1 in their respective class, not to mention a very talented 3-star safety in #4, Derek Smith. So even when you do get time, you're not necessarily going to get open receivers.
Sean Wade, top of the screen, #1 corner in the class of 17. Bottom of the screen, number 13, Tyreek Johnson, #1 corner in the class of 2018. 3rd and 2. Mond on the keeper. He is pushed back shy of the 40-yard line and does not have the first down. Brian Roberts and Dion Pate combined on the stop.
They try to put the football in the hands of their big quarterback. There was initially a seam there, and he cut back into the traffic. It was tough to see what he was seeing, but from that angle, if he would have just stayed out to his left, he had plenty of room to pick up that first down.
No doubt about it, but IMG has the punt unit out on a 4th down and less than a yard. They'll fake it. First down plunge over the middle for the Ascenders. It's Mike Jones, Clemson commit defensively, sort of a nickelback linebacker hybrid. Remember, he had a fake punt run against Grayson in the opener for a first down.
And in a favorable part of the field to run that type of fake. If you don't get it, you're still inside TCA territory. But they were able to execute, get the first down.
Gain of 2 for Jones. 2 ESPN 2 games, 2 successful Mike Jones fake punts. Ball to 39. Whistle will stop it.
Play game, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, you had the punt unit on for the most part, and the offense was late getting out of the huddle, so IMG knocks itself back 5. Manny Green into the game late in the slot left. Martin out of the backfield, slot left. Mond got away from Gilliard on the run. It's caught off the deflection by Hightower. Oh my word. Tyreek Johnson had it in his hands.
Tyreek Johnson, this is one he's going to go back and watch the film. He feel like he definitely should have had right in his hands. Chance for a big play created by the pressure Kellen Mond was getting rolling out. Again, really not able to get everything in it. A little bit underthrown, but outstanding concentration by the junior Brian Hightower to catch it off the deflection.
1st and goal. Gain of 37. Mond steps up. Pressure comes. Gets away again. And incomplete. He had Hightower significantly more open here and could not connect.
It was an impressive job, though, by the A&M Verbal Mond of working the pocket. Pressure, things started collapsing around him. Maneuvered, kept his eyes downfield. Nobody broke free. He did eventually have Hightower and moving. Couldn't dial it up to get it on Hightower, but a nice job initially of working through pressure.
He's been pressured 9 times, only sacked once. On the 2nd down, it is a keeper for Mond. End zone touchdown. Kellen Mond plunges ahead, and a flag is thrown late after the score. The Ascenders in front for the first time. There was some scrapping at the bottom of the pile. Mond lost the football after he hit the ground. Shakes that left arm off. Looks like a pretty nasty cut right under the elbow.
After completion of play, personal foul against the offense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Score is good.
A 7-yard touchdown run for Kellen Mond. Cooper Graham will try for the extra point. His first one was blocked. Low snap. kick is good. Lady Luck on IMG Academy's side on this drive. The 37-yarder off the deflection. And then Mon, the plunge from 7. Ascenders in front on the road. After tonight's Oregon-Cal game, hashtag Pac-12 After Dark, SportsCenter at night. Max Brados and the coach. Highlights and analysis from college football. Start of the NHL season, NBA preseason action, and plenty going on in the NFL. SportsCenter at night after the Ducks and Golden Bears on ESPN. Also streaming live on the ESPN app, and watch ESPN. 50-yard touchdown drive for the IMG Academy Ascenders. Kellen Mond capped it off with a 7-yard score. And the Ascenders are in the lead for the first time tonight because of a personal foul penalty after the touchdown. Kick is from the 25 from Graham. And a line drive rolls past Matthews. He'll grab it at the 9-yard line. Matthews waits for his blocks. Despite the 15-yard penalty, well covered by TCA. Let's take a look back at that touchdown drive with our Buick Drive recap.
Couldn't pick up the first down on a 3rd and short. Run out the punt team. Mike Jones, the Clemson verbal, the up back, able to push it forward to get that first. Take a shot downfield. Tyreek Johnson with the almost interception. Brian Hightower able to keep the concentration and make the grab, and then Kellen Mond finishes the drive himself, punching it in for the touchdown. Put the Ascenders in front.
What did IMG Academy the last time we saw them against Grace do so well in the second half? And why would that scare you if you were on the other sideline?
Well, they started to feed Mon. He started to really kind of carry that offense on his back there. There it was just a short run, but we'll see how the Texas A&M verbal here responds. But in that Grayson win, when they started to pull away in week 1, he played a big role in that.
Matthews pulled it down. DJ's taking a deep shot. 6 players in the area. Shaun Wade goes up and gets it. Incomplete, now the ruling Wade. Oh, Wade went up high, but an incompletion ruling from both officials down there.
Ill-advised throw, but I guess when you got somebody like Shaun Wade running downfield, look at all the IMG jerseys. Shaun Wade certainly, though, very familiar with going up, competing for the football, just could not complete the catch as he hit the ground. But I was thinking, what is DJ Matthews doing throwing it up there? He was falling to the ground as he threw it. They almost still made a big-time play.
I suspect that wasn't the route tree either. 3 Trinity Christian players.
I looked at the score clock. Is it 1 second left? Like a Hail Mary throw here early in the 3rd.
Heck of an effort by Wade, who is an Ohio State verbal as the nation's #1 corner, but shows off his ball skills offensively. 2nd and 10. Matthews on the design. TJ Matthews steps out of bounds after a gain of only 2. So 5 plays in the second half for Trinity Christian and just 4 yards. $165-pound senior Matthews has taken every snap at quarterback. Legend Brumbaugh, the senior quarterback and Tennessee Martin commit, has not seen the field. Here comes the heat. Screen pass intercepted. It's big Robert Beal, the nation's #1 defensive end, with a pick 6. There is a flag down.
Illegal shift against the offense. 2 men moving at the same time. That penalty is declined. Touchdown, IMG.
Touchdown will stand.
Trying to work the screen, and you're going to get pressure from Dylan Moses, the ability to close. He throws it right to Robert Beal, the #1 rated defensive end in the country. Hit him right in the 9, able to take it in. That play all started with the quick burst from the #1 rated athlete, Dylan Moses.
So what a turn of events. Trinity Christian in the lead, nearly gets an interception, leads to an IMG touchdown on offense. Then Beal, number 4 player in the country, taking it in on defense. Powers of the SEC West on display tomorrow night on ESPN. Top 25 doubleheader, Arkansas and Auburn. Surging Tigers team against the Razorbacks group, coming off a big win at 6 Eastern, then at 9. Number 25 LSU, back of the rankings, 2-0 with Ed Ogeron at the helm against number 23 Ole Miss. 9 Eastern in Death Valley, both games live on the ESPN app, and watch ESPN. Robert Beal with a 20-yard pick six. IMG Academy has scored 14 unanswered in the second half, 20 unanswered overall. Taking a 2-touchdown lead here in Trinity Christian. Kick out of bounds from Cooper Grant. How about the number 1 defensive end of the country, number 4 player, and future Georgia Bulldog Robert Beal.
You know, this is a player who does the little things well. Uses his hands very good. You see him fire up the football, the extension to be able to press the blocker, find the football, shed, and then make the play for a loss. Outstanding upside as well as an edge rusher here. Just a speed rush around the edge, able to force the quarterback to have to step up in the pocket and throw short. Ultimately, his teammates helped to rally to make the tackle for no gain. Still growing lengthy frame to be able to fill out. Really, when we saw him earlier in the year, was still kind of a bit banged up, much closer to 100% now, but really like how this young man uses technique. It's still great growth physically.
Here comes Rasheed Martin, stutter step central. Wow, Martin on the first play after the pick six, a jukebox hero for 25.
This is what this offense needs. You see the big gaps up front. Rasheed Martin here with the big move against Grant Delpit, number 10. Able to shake him out and even create more yards. Big play just when his offense needed it.
Under 18 on the ground, 22 carries for Martin. He's out. Back is Marcus Crowley. Give to Marcus Crowley. First handoff for him tonight, 3 yards on the ground.
Marcus Crowley on the carry.
Well, Trinity Christian's going to get back in this game. It will probably do so on the ground. That's where most of their success has been.
Second, 7.
Offensive line still spread out. Huge gap between center and right guard. Fumbled football. Matthews gets back on top of it. That was some play to clean up his own mess.
Well, they moved in the sophomore there, Marcus Crowley, a young man with great upside. Rasheed Martin, number 2, has been the primary back, but you bring in a new runner. A little bit of confusion there on the give. Able to avert disaster, though, in his third down as number 2, Martin, now checks back into the game.
Crowley to the sideline before a key third and 8. And Sean Wade is in the slot left, number 7 in black and white. Martin in an H-back setup. Matthews off his back foot for Wade! Touchdown! DJ Matthews is headed to college to play wide receiver. Sean Wade's headed to play quarterback. Apparently nobody told Trinity Christian. .38 yards on the strike. Wade stays in to hold for Frankie Onates. We got a ball game, folks.
Position titles, forget about those. You got great athletes, you get the football in their hand. You're going to see Matthews actually just throw off his back foot there, puts it up. A nice job by Sean Wade of running under the football. Matthews put it a little bit more towards the middle of the field. Pryor not able to adjust. Matthews does. Big response from this Conquerors offense.
DJ Matthews His 5th passing touchdown of the season. He's passed for 5. He's run for 4. He's caught 1. He's returned 1 on a kick. 11 total for the young man who's been verbally committed to Florida State University for the last 2+ years. That was a great throw off his back foot. That's a good throw if you're going to college to play quarterback.
Initially, you had that pressure. You see him not being able to plant and make the throw, but outstanding job by Wade of just tracking and finding the football and adjusting to it. That young man is infinitely talented. We've seen it on the defensive side of the ball now as well on offense.
You think in spring practice, Wade will be reminding Isaiah Pryor that he beat him on the touchdown?
You know,
here in Jacksonville.
I spoke to Wade after practice yesterday. So you excited to see Pryor and Marcus Williamson, the other Ohio State verbal? He goes, don't really know them very much. You know, we don't not a big relationship up at this point. Says he hopes to chat with them a little bit more after the game, but yeah, that was strictly business right there.
They chatted a bit after the touchdown catch. So what a third quarter this has been. 2 scores for IMG, 1 for TCA. One bludgeons it out of the end zone. Big one tomorrow night in Happy Valley. Number 2 Ohio State was taken to overtime at Camp Randall last weekend. They'll look to have a cleaner go of it against a surging Penn State team. Whiteout night at Beaver Stadium on 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN and live on ABC.
Nittany Lions will have a great opportunity to impress some more potential commits with many players expected on campus. Doing a nice job, the top 25 class at this point. 4 ESPN 300 commits. Sean Clifford, Under Armour All-American, as well as CJ Thorpe, guard. I like Michael Miranda as well. He's kind of a tough lunch pail type guy. Still looking to kind of build those numbers with only 14 commits, but I like where this Penn State class here is at this point, especially at the top.
What James Frank looked so far, a couple of years at the helm of the Nittany Lions. Recruiting classes have been generally well received. The product on the field will be taking a little bit longer to catch up to that.
Well, I mean, he did an outstanding job at Vanderbilt as well. Obviously, even a much tougher situation. You're right. It's now about getting that talent you bring in to translate to production on the field. Recruiting is only one part of the process. Getting good players is important, but once you get them, you got to get them to perform to their ability as well.
4 wide at tight end for Kellen Mond. Texas A&M verbal. And the flip to Manny Green, who sweeps into the backfield. And Green is wrestled down after 3. Jamari Connor, TJ Robinson. IMG Academy scored in its last drive, a 50-yard drive that ended with a 7-yard plunge from Kellen Mond. Since then, we had a defensive touchdown for IMG, an offensive score for Trinity Christian.
Well, you have their offensive tackle, Robert Hainsey, split out, changing up their formation a little bit. Number 56 there on the hash.
They don't throw it that way, though. The middle of the field's left wide open for Trey McKinney, the Oregon-bound tight end. Get you looking one way and flip it back for 34 the next.
You see him there lined up next to the guard, but an eligible receiver with Hainsey on the other side. And they throw it. We see McKinney tonight make a few tackles on defense, but now with his natural position at tight end. A little bit of trickery with the formation, able to slip out. McKinney to the left side for a big gain and a first down.
What a beautifully designed play. 5 near the ball on the line, and Hainsey ineligible, but in the slot right as a decoy. Mond, tuck and run. Nice job just to get a yard, but again, the pressure. Eric Gilliard has been in Mond's face tonight. He made the tackle.
TJ Robinson, the Florida International commit, coming off the edge, forcing Mond to step up, and then Gilliard with the tackle. That has been the key when they've had success. Trinity Christian has been when they've been able to get consistent pressure up front.
Well, no gain officially. Mond took that football away late for Martin. Pickup of 4. Brian Roberts with the tackles. 3rd and 6 coming up.
As soon as he did that, he took that football away late, Kevin, and that once he does, he immediately has to make a defender miss, and he does. Number 33, Andrew Brown, he was able to shake.
5 receivers. Wade guards the top of the screen, and Osborne. Williams guarding the slot right, Green.
Timeout, Trinity. It's their first charge timeout of the second half.
So a 3rd down and 6 coming. Trinity Christian takes its first timeout of the half. Hey, this December 23rd, we're excited to bring you the Geico State Champions Bowl Series. 6 and 9:30 Eastern. Tune in to see high school football state champs compete against one another in 2 season-ending bowl games. We're down here in Florida. We'll see a Florida State champion, Georgia as well. Arizona, Utah at the Ford Center and the Star in Frisco, Texas, the world headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys. Again, Friday, December 23rd on ESPNU, 6 and 9:30 Eastern.
Certainly looking forward to that. A little eggnog and pigskin.
I tell you what, pick a state champ from Florida or Georgia. You're going to see so much talent on those two in particular. And that's not to put down Arizona and Utah, which have some great teams. But you talk about talent by states, Florida and Georgia are right up there with the nation's best. In fact, Florida not only among the nation's best, Florida is the nation's best. When you look at ESPN 300 recruits by states, Georgia in the top 5 too. 3rd and 6 out of the timeout. Mond. Lob pass. Incomplete. McKinney defended by Chamari Connor. Junior 300 safety.
You said Georgia there in the top 5. You can almost argue for top states, Georgia could be in the top 3, especially when it comes to upper tier talent, but it's always those 4 leading the way. Obviously another opportunity here for in this part of the field.
Well, Trinity Christian's been pinned at the 1 twice. Can they do it a 3rd time? No, this was really a poor effort, only at the 4. 36 yards. Gotta work on the punt game, IMG. What a night for Cooper Graham. Again, ESPN 300 recruits since 2013. Florida with nearly a 40-player lead over Texas.
And this is just an asterisk in the point that IMG, though, skews that a little bit because most of their roster is from other parts of the country. That being said, even without IMG, Florida most times still leading the pack. So much talent in the Sunshine State. Texas, programs from all across the nation come to that state to recruit talent. A key feeding ground for the Big 12, in particular California. Key part of the recruiting footprint for the Pac-12 in particular, in Georgia. So much talent. Like I said, if you wanted to sit down with your buddies and have a good debate whether Georgia or California should be in the Big 3 for top producers of talent.
What's your pick? You got to side in the debate
on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Yeah, I go with Georgia. I have been a proponent for Georgia, and I would change that if I have any flights out to California. But now,
Tuesday, hopefully.
Right, yeah. Check back with me Monday. Yeah. But no, I truly believe that it's close. But I think Georgia, as far as upper-tier talent, if I had to only recruit one state, I would pick Georgia between those 2.
1st and 10 at the 2. TJ Matthews gets to the original line of scrimmage and a little bit more, a gain of 3. Grant Delpit ran him out. Shout out to Louisiana, too. Obviously not the same volume, but we were there a few weeks ago. And per capita, that is right up there with the best states in the country. Matthews playing in Florida. He'll play his college ball here. Committed to Florida State for 2 years. Martin. Not sure where Rasheed Martin's going to play his college ball. Former North Carolina commit. Interest from Virginia Tech, Cincinnati, UAB, among others. And again, the Maryland mouth guard has been on point tonight. 3rd and 6, need the 14 for a first down.
Sean Wade, the inside receiver, to Matthews left. Actually bringing down that split a little bit on the left side.
Matthews pulls it down, fires over the middle, incomplete. And it was intended for Sean Wade.
Had him just beyond the sticks. Rare missed opportunity for the #1 rated cornerback there on offense.
Dylan Moses was in coverage. 2 of the nation's top 13 players locked up. Finally, an IMG punt inside the 5 leads to a 3-and-out. Should be terrific field position for the Ascenders. Trey Sanders to receive. Oh, Nate barely got that one away. Elvis Hines, who's downed a pair of punts at the 1, had the pressure.
Elvis Hines is going to come unobstructed off the edge to the punter's left, and Ornate you're going to see him. He's got to come a little bit more towards the foot, a little bit too out in front, and Ornate does a nice job of avoiding him to get that punt off.
He's hooked it to the left. 35 on the punt. IMG from the Trinity Christian Academy, 42. Saw IMG in the opener. They wore down Grayson with Mond runs in the second half. 5 wide for the quarterback here. And a throw. Hot shot to Martin, the running back. 9 yards on the play. Derek Smith with a stop. IMG Academy a 38-0 win last week over Oxbridge Academy. Ascenders right around 40 points per game this year. They hadn't played for 19 days. Had a game canceled due to Hurricane Matthew, but feel they're back in a rhythm now. They get 10 on the last grab and a first down. Again, Mon to Martin. Trinity Christian coach wanted a bobble and a no catch. It is a gain of 6, however.
Asa Martin, speaking with head coach Kevin Wright, really spoke about what a versatile weapon he is in the backfield, not only as a runner but a receiver and a blocker as well. And earlier in the game, pointing out some of the times he stepped up and picked up the blitz in protection.
Martin splits out to the left. Here comes the pressure. Mond is sacked. T.J. Robinson, his 2nd of the night.
Florida International verbal off the edge. Mond does not see him in time in order to be able to elude by then. Robertson has already got his mitts on him and able to drag him down. 2nd sack of the night for T.J. Robinson, 3-star outside linebacker.
And a loss of 9. 3rd and 13. Need a 22 for a first down.
Not showing pressure on this play, but will surely bring it. Number 10, Gilliard in the middle.
It's only a rush of 3. There's still pressure, and Mond is sacked. Gilliard came in late.
It's all going to start with Andrew Brown off the edge, working against the Nebraska commit Brock Bando. He gets a punch on it, but does a nice job staying on his track. Forces Mond to step up. Then the cavalry rallies to the football. Eric Gilliard in there for the tackle.
There is a late flag. Mike Hayden wants to make sure he and his crew get this one right.
Upon completion of the play, we got unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. We'll mark it off and measure. Timeout.
Oh, wow. It was going to be 4th and 15. Personal fouls are not automatic first downs in high school. So we'll see if this is enough for a first down or not. And that one is a type of penalty that might keep Verlin Dormany up at night.
Regardless of what the measurement leads to, you were right. Oh, wow, that is just horrific mental error, self-inflicted.
You saw right there the 20-yard line or so. Tyreek Johnson got in the face of the IMG wide receiver, and the flag was thrown. Johnson has had a tricky second half, deflected the ball that led to the 37-yard grab, and here his defense is still trying to protect inches. Ball is that close to a first down.
Well, though, it went from many yards now to inches, and obviously puts IMG in a much more favorable position right here with the situation that did not need to be. About keeping your cool and your poise.
So 4th and inches. Mon, a great running quarterback, will take it himself. First down, Kellen Mond, and there he goes. Touchdown, IMG. 15 yards leading to 6 points.
Big dynamic change there off the penalty. And here, watch the big left guard, Evan Neal Poland. There was no one there for him to block the entire middle of the field, just open. As Mond now, like in the Gracie game in week 1, and this offense started to click, him rushing the football a little bit. It's his second touchdown on the ground.
22 yards on the score after the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct kept the drive alive. 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving one for Mon. That play never got going. Whistle before.
Encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
Boy, Trinity Christian's played a tremendous game tonight. Still very much in this, but those are the sort of mistakes you can ill afford against anyone, but against the number 2 team in the nation, especially to give them an extra lifeline.
Well, that was the point, though, to not let it spiral. We saw just a penalty right here. It's over. It's done. Now you get back on offense. You try and respond, but don't let one mental error start to be like a set of dominoes, move into others.
Well, because of the encroachment, IMG Academy is going to call a timeout, but Kevin Wright had the offense on the field. We're going to kick for 1, and now because of the encroachment, the Ascenders might go for 2. Take a page out of the Bishop Gorman playbook a few weeks ago. Well, again, the touchdown run on 4th and inches for Kellen Mond, 22 yards away, and who better to run the ball than the nation's number 2 dual threat quarterback?
6'8", 375, leading the way, and I said there was nobody for him to block. There was one defender coming in off the edge, not able to get a hand on Mond, and once he broke the line of scrimmage, it was smooth sailing. He was free to move about the cabin. There was nobody around.
Kellen Mond not quite at 50% tonight, but a touchdown at 190 through the air, 239 and 3 touchdowns total. Now 26 total touchdowns on the year. Shea Patterson, who was at Ole Miss, was their quarterback last season at 21. So Mond has the record in the school's brief history. The Ascenders will go for 2, trying up the lead to 14. What do we have here, boys? Mike Hayden just making sure the clock was ready to go, the play clock.
Hey, we got both on.
Going for 2 for the 1. Mond. Oh, what is this? Robert Hayes, he's going to score. There's a flag down.
3 receivers, Saman's right. He rolls out, allows Hainsey a chance to get back, throws it back to him, and he was able to walk into the end zone. No hands on him at all, and always any big man's dream.
Well, what did Kevin Wright tell us before the opener against Grayson? He said they like to utilize different plays. In fact, we were talking to another coach later this year who said they utilized an IMG Academy play as a 2-point play.
During the play, we have an illegal touching on the offense.
Oh, no.
That is a loss of down. The play is no good, and there will be no replay.
Well, it was really fun to watch, but an illegal touching against Hainsey. It was Gabe Infante, the St. Joseph's prep coach, who told us they like to see what 2-point plays they could find on YouTube, and he cited IMG for its 2-point trickery. Hainsey, your left tackle.
You can see him work back.
Yeah, I guess there are only 5 on the line. Kevin Wright is trying to explain to the officials why that should be a legal play. Of course, you'd have to designate Hainsey as eligible before the play, and then you'd have to find another ineligible receiver somewhere.
After the penalty, which negated the 2-point conversion, the Ascenders will kick off to the punt.
Kevin Wright looked like he pulled some magic voodoo out, and he is rather incensed.
I'm a little surprised by it because it was not forward. It was not. It was back towards Hainsey.
Well, there's still some time to discuss this.
And you know what?
Kate and his crew made up their minds.
You know IMG would not design that play and draw it up without the eligibility of him being in question on that play. But as you said, the decision has been made.
I wonder if the question is that he's not an eligible receiver because they threw the ball backwards. Well, here's the kick, dropped by Johnson for a touchback. Well, Robert Hainsey, who had his moment in the sun briefly, 6'5", 275, and that makes him by a wide margin the smallest starting offensive lineman for IMG Academy. Mentioned Evan Neal at 375. This Ascenders offensive line is bigger than the NFL team that plays down the road.
It's pretty impressive. A lot of size up front. Big number 73, the sophomore Evan Neal, certainly helping those numbers at 6'8", 375.
Big 77 right there in your picture. Curtis Dunlap, 6'5", 370, doesn't hurt it. You know, he ran this graphic opening week of the year. It was the Falcons. It's the Jaguars. Now you can run it with a bunch of NFL teams. IMG Academy still has the edge. Earl and Dormady said to us, look, I think our skill players can match up with them toe-to-toe, but up front, just about nobody that can size up with IMG.
Well, that too, as well as the depth of IMG. So much talent. ESPN Junior 300 prospects sitting on the bench, and over a 4-quarter game, they can really start to wear down a team.
TJ Matthews at quarterback, Dion Pate, the tight end to the left. Matthews still has it. Lofts one long. Incomplete for Isaiah Washington. Houston Griffith on the coverage. There are 2 flags back at the 30-yard line. Looks like an ineligible receiver downfield that will be declined. It's a 7-6 Trinity Christian lead at the break.
Ineligible receiver, ineligible player downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
It should be, well, that penalty will be accepted, so it won't be third down. IMG Academy will accept the penalty and bring up 2nd and long. Well, it would have been 3rd and 8. Instead, it was 2nd and 13.
Hey, QB draw. How much time is this? How much time?
5 receivers for Matthews on the likely final play of the quarter. Wild snap, one-hand grab, and Matthews' pass incomplete for Wade. Well, you saw DJ Matthews' good hands for the first time tonight, Greg, getting the errant snap.
Yeah, a little bit off to the side, does a nice job of stabbing it, and throws it over the middle. You're going to see Houston Griffin, junior cornerback, able to knock it away from Wade.
Another stoppage.
You hear Coach Wright, he's saying he actually declined the penalty a play ago.
Well, if he did, apparently word didn't get to the men holding the sticks or the down marker, because that was his 2nd down and 13 play. It would make sense to decline it. 3rd and 8, you need 8 yards. 2nd and 13, you need 6.5 yards per play.
And that's where you were going with it, and you had to kind of correct yourself, being a bit surprised. And I think Coach Wright again was surprised.
I mean, there's nothing you could do now.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 13 plays happened.
And I think he was unaware, because he was looking for the marker to change a 4th, and I think that's when he realized he didn't get what he says he was asking for.
Well, it's been one of the more stupefying 10-minute stretches of Kevin Wright's coaching career. His team is up by 12. He's upset about the illegal touching of the 2-point play, and is apparently upset about the accepted penalty here. So it is 3rd and 13. No, now they're changing the down marker to 4th. It's clearly a second down play. Matthews is going to punt it away now. And there's a flag. There are 2 flags thrown well behind the play.
Well, that was quite a sail job, because they walked off the penalty, though.
You walked off the penalty. The penalty was accepted. The 5 yards were negated. The down marker didn't change. You went from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 13. Then you went from 2nd directly to 4th.
Personal foul on the kicking team. Personal foul against receiving team. Players will offset, 1st down.
Well, thankfully we didn't skip from the 2nd quarter to the 4th quarter, because the 3rd was quite enjoyable. A 12-point lead for IMG Academy, the nation's #2. Big plays galore in the 3rd quarter here in Jacksonville. 12 minutes left. You're watching the 2016 Spaco at ESPN High School Football Showcase. Big 3rd quarter for the nation's #2 team, the IMG Academy Ascenders. They're up 12 here in Jacksonville over Trinity Christian. Kevin Brown, Craig Halbert, and our entire ESPN crew. And IMG Academy starts with a football at its own 33. And Kellen Mond, in the face of pressure, heaves it up. Flag on the play. The catch not made, despite a valiant effort from Brian Hightower. But IMG will get some yardage out of this off the penalty. Once again, our referee is Mr. Mike Hayden.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
For Brian Hightower, trying to work back to it. Then the defender, Naeem Bozeman, loses track but doesn't see it. Easy call there for the referees after a bit of a confusion.
Sergey, I think the players thought we were in the NFL for a second. They walked it down to the spot of the foul, but only 15 here in high school. First and 10 in the own 48s.
After their last 2 minutes, forget anything can happen. They could take their chances.
Maybe nobody would notice. First and 10. Mond on the keeper. Stunder step for 2. Kellen Mond, a couple of rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown in this game. Former Baylor commit, he decommitted in June and committed to Texas A&M shortly thereafter. Senior out of San Antonio, who will look to be the heir apparent to Trevor Knight. Mond lurches forward for a yard here.
Nice play by number 8, T.J. Robinson, the FIU verbal.
For Texas A&M, Craig, there's not a ton behind Mond's system. Nick Starkle, number 18 pocket passer last year. The rest of the freshmen not on scholarship.
Jake Ubenak, see a redshirt junior, still an option next year, but Kellen Mond was a big pickup for them at the quarterback position. Certainly have the opportunity, you would think, to come in and compete for playing time.
3rd and 7, and Mond is not going to get free of this. Trinity Christian brings the house, and Dion Pate, the Appalachian State commit, gets the sack.
Yeah, they bring 7 on this play. Mond, no time to be able to get settled. Pate there with the initial pressure. Number 18, Brian Roberts, the Middle Tennessee Verbals, able to break free and set up the 4th and the punt.
12 pressures, 3 sacks for Trinity Christian tonight. Cooper Graham's punt is his 4th punt of the game inside the 10. What a night for that young man. Trinity Christian football when we come back. Trinity Christian Conquerors are looking to become a 4th program to win 4 consecutive Florida State titles. Pictures of the first 3, 34-7 in 2013 over Clearwater Central Catholic, 27-7 in 2014, and 30-3 last year over American Heritage. What a decorated career for Verlin Dormany. 251 wins and 6 state titles in his first 25-plus seasons. This year, number 26. Well, look who's in at quarterback. It's legend Brumbaugh. He's the throwing quarterback. He's in for the first time this game. And the lefty Brumbaugh overshoots DJ Matthews. It was a touchdown with a little bit less air under it.
Well, you'll take the football out of DJ Matthews' hand on every snap, but now you certainly have the opportunity for another weapon to be able to stretch the field vertically, and right away they tried to get him the football.
47% completion percentage, but a good ratio. 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's a late snap.
False start. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
And the center, James Washington, did not get the ball into the breadbasket in time. That's 10 penalties against Trinity Christian tonight.
Come off the bench, 4th quarter. It's tough to kind of get your touch on that first throw, and then a little bit off with the rhythm, with the cadence and the offensive line.
So that moves the ball back to the 2-yard line. I beg your pardon. Ball is at the 5 still. This is right where Trinity Christian wants him. 95 yards to go. Handoff Martin. Broken tackles. And a hard hit by Robert Beal. Number 4 player in the nation. Was it pick 6 already? Makes the hit. Robert Beal, a top 5 player in the country, headed to a top 5 class in Georgia.
Such a great frame. He, you know, maybe as opposed to some of the other top defensive ends over the last few years, like a Davion Clowney or a Myles Garrett, doesn't quite have that type of bulk on his frame at the same stage, but does have great physical upside.
3rd down pass to Matthews, got at the 14. He's still about 5 yards shy of a first down. 9:20 to go, And Trinity Christian will bring the punting unit on.
Matthews was lobbying to go for it, but
not going to win that argument. TCA deep in its own territory. Frankie Onate to kick it away. Trey Sanders has a chance here. Trey Sanders, the sophomore. Good run. Down to the 31-yard line. 16 on the return, 32 on the punt. First and 10 from well into Trinity Christian territory for IMG when we return. Trinity Christian back on defense, where despite the 26 points, it's played well tonight. 12 pressures, 3 sacks, and we saw these teams 2 years ago. There was so much talent in the field. You might have some kind of graphic like this a couple of years from now, Craig.
yeah, we were at IMG, the TCA IMG game, and that may have been arguably one of, if not the most talented high school defense to ever play on the field. You see all the talent now in college football, plus Sean Wade, a part of that unit, Tyreek Johnson out here tonight.
Trey Sanders is the back, and he is stuffed in the backfield.
You think about a secondary, you had Kevin Tolliver, now at LSU, Ben Edwards, now at Stanford. You have 2 young guys named Sean Wade, Tyreek Johnson. Ton of talent on that field. Obviously, they wore down. They had some struggles on offense that night against IMG, and they wound up winning the game.
On to the late pitch to Sanders. And Trey Sanders is stuck by Derek Smith, 2 yards shy of a first down.
A late pitch, but smart. He's going to draw number 18, Brian Roberts, up to him, allowing this pitch man to get out in some space with no defenders. Nice job there by Kellen Mond.
Flag in the backfield.
False start, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That makes this 3rd down a little bit dicier. IMG has not been great on 3rd down in the game. Only 2 of 10. Got the football into the right place. 3rd and a long 7.
The bottom of the screen, interesting matchup. Number 8, Jamon Osborne against safety Derek Smith, number 4.
Mishandled snap, Mond just falls on it. And that was not the matchup that Trinity Christian probably would have chosen without Wade or Johnson on Osborne, but they're a bit fortunate with the bad snap and set up a punt. For everything IMG Academy has done tonight, though, this unit, this punting unit, might be the best of the bunch. Cooper Graham has had 2 punts down at the 1, 4 inside the 10.
Plus they converted a first down.
Yeah, and a fake punt. This is not Cooper Graham's best kick.
You jinxed him, and I'm sure he appreciates it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'll be receiving some nasty tweets about that. Out at the 22, punt of only 13 yards. IMG Academy plays such a difficult schedule. Trinity Christian is the latest in really a who's who of college football nationally. The 6 wins so far have come against teams that are a combined 32-4, but they play somebody else.
That's impressive. Certainly tough stretch. And after this game, obviously still got a quarter to play against a talented Trinity Christian team, but they head west, play a legendary program out there, Long Beach Poly.
That's a Long Beach Poly team that has won its last 3 games by an average of 74-2. So to go 3 time zones and face that group's not going to be a walk in the park. Long Beach Poly, by the way, coached by Antonio Pierce, former New York Giants linebacker. Legend Brumbaugh's the quarterback. He'd rather not be on this play. Big time loss. Dante Spaco led the surge. Kingston Harris was in there as well, the junior defensive tackle.
It all starts at number 42, Dante Spaco, the Colorado verbal commit, powering through contact and able to bring the initial pressure as the rest of that front is able to close. Part of a Colorado class is now amongst the top 25 in the nation on a recruiting trail, led by John Van Diest, Under Armour All-American outside linebacker in state. 2 big pickups within the last week, and Xavier Newman, number 2 center, as well as his high school teammate Katie Nixon.
Yeah, Colorado has been one of the surprises this year, and maybe you could foresee it because of the success they've been having on the recruiting trail. On the field, they're 5-2, clinch a bowl tomorrow when they go to Stanford.
Yes, from 12 to 2016, 3 wins, 1 win, 4 win, 2 wins, 4 wins. They've given McIntyre some time to build that program, and now it's paying off big time, both with their production on the field as well as on a recruiting trail. Certainly a surprise team to keep an eye on.
3rd and 22, and Isaiah Pryor couldn't hang on. DJ Matthews at target.
And they're lucky to get away with just an incompletion there. Rumbar throws it. You're just going to see a sea of IMG jerseys. Isaiah Pryor tries to close on it a little bit low, not able to make the catch. I'll punt out of their end zone. Pryor, as coach told us earlier, this young man is just locked in all the time. Likes to quiet, but likes to lead by example. 6'2", 195. He is a big safety.
Except for the time he wakes up in the morning, for the time he goes to bed. And that is, especially for an IMG Academy student, a long time. Here is a safety. Punt snap out of the end zone. Rack up 2 for the Ascenders. The snapper, Stephen Hardy, the senior, with the airmail job. And IMG Academy stretches the lead. Well, the previous snap on the last punt was a little bit low, so maybe Hardy was making an adjustment here, or trying to, and went too far in that direction.
Special teams, as you mentioned, is certainly an area tonight that you would check a win for IMG. They're obviously a self-inflicted error on that unit.
Really, as impressive as Mon and the defense have been, I mean, I know this isn't the headline grabbiest thing, but the way that punt coverage unit is played. Listen, Verlin Dormany talked to us about how big special teams would be, how that would have to be a key area for them in this game. Outside of that safety snap, it's not like it's been a poor performance for TCA. IMG's just been lights out.
Yeah, I mean, you got a team with as much athletic talent as Trinity Christian has, but you're constantly forcing them to try to go 90, 95 plus yards on drives. That's difficult for any offense.
Here's Trey McKinney to return the free kick. The Oregon commit at tight end, Trey McKinney, will work it to the 30-yard line. Past the midway point of the 4th quarter, IMG Academy looking to put win number 7 on ice. If that doesn't get your heart racing for next week, I don't know what will. The California School for the Deaf, a group of extraordinary young men and tremendous football players out in Fremont. We are headed there next week, and we are headed to the end zone right now. Kellen Mond, touchdown number 4 for the Texas A&M Verbal. 29 yards out, his 3rd on the ground, 4th total. And IMG Academy is doing what IMG Academy does, wearing teams out late in the game.
Good job, brother.
Here's a fake on the extra point. Not going to work.
Kellen Mond, the ability with his athleticism to create runs. With the fake, able to draw number 17, Pat upfield, just creating a big seam right in the middle of the field. And he went just untouched. You see the speed. He'll enter college, true dual threat ability, and still kind of developing as a passer. And Coach said that one thing they've seen him this year as the season's kind of gone along is the ability to feel more comfortable dropping back in the pocket, staying in the pocket, and making throws. And even tonight, when they're much duress at times, he still stood in there and tried to deliver the football and create second opportunities.
Pressured 12 times, sacked 3. And hit quite a bit, but he has gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
It rattled in moments, but not in the big picture. And that's what you like to see from a quarterback. Never let some points where that front seven was getting after him spiral into more bad plays. Took it play by play, and when opportunities was there, he took advantage of it and made plays tonight.
Well, the wind is picked up here, and that ball flew off the tee. Telling you about the California School for the Deaf. We will feature them next week at the Geico High School Football Showcase beginning Tuesday with a re-air of E60's Silent Night Lights. A look into the lives and the work on and off the field of the young men at the California School for the Deaf. After it airs Tuesday night, you can catch the replay of that feature on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Then the big game, we go to the California School for the Deaf as the Eagles host Woodland Christian. Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN2. It's not going to be our usual game with a bunch of ESPN 300 players necessarily. Something a little bit different this week, but it is a program that has taken something you'd think would be a disadvantage. Naturally, you'd think deaf children are not going to have as easy a time. That's not the case when you watch those kids. They play their hearts out, and it's such a wonderful story. We're excited to shed some further light on it as they continue their quest to go deep into the state playoffs, which they annually do.
Excited to go out there and experience that, and then to be able, for all of us to be able to bring that experience to you at home.
Next Thursday night, ESPN2. Certainly hope you can join us for that one. A couple of completions for Legend Brumbaugh. This one to Sean Wade for a first down.
Kind of preparing for that game, you think too, but so much of the game of football can be nonverbal with the signs.
Yep.
and even in any game. So it'll be interesting to see, how they adapt and overcome.
Brumbaugh running for his life back there. Legend Brumbaugh had a receiver come back to the ball, but it was dropped by Isaiah Washington.
Isaiah Washington working back to the football, and as he's going down to the ground, not able to secure it. Also, could have easily gotten a flag on a holding in the backfield as well there as Brumbaugh was scrambling around. Nonetheless, that's up 2nd and 10.
Puts it in the hands of Martin, who's been a big play back tonight. And Rasheed Martin will add to his total, well over 100 yards.
Rasheed Martin gets the football and just watch the explosion once he finds the seam. Able to get upfield, a quick little shake to make one defender miss. Break out another arm tackle for a nice gain. As you mentioned, a North Carolina commit at one point in the process. Been a part of this varsity program all 4 years.
28 yards for Martin. Now Brumbaugh off the hand of Matthews. Where do you think this game turned tonight? If you had to pick a moment, there have been quite a few of them.
Go back to the Tyreek Johnson personal foul. I believe it was a 3rd down. It wound up setting up a 4th and short, allowed them to convert.
It's 3rd and 15. Personal foul made it 4th and inches. Ma ran it a touchdown on the next play. Rasheed Martin with the catch. 3rd down and 7 coming up. Well, it may come in a losing effort, still plenty of time left, but either way, an eye-opening night for Martin, a 3-star running back, who has some schools on his tail, including Virginia Tech and Cincinnati. Former North Carolina Tar Heel commit decommitted earlier this year. Wade in stride for a Trinity Christian touchdown. Shaun Wade with his second touchdown of the game, along with an interception and a couple of pass breakups defensively. This one from 30 yards out. There's been a night to put that young man on display. Shaun Wade, legend Brumbaugh, coming into the game late, has a touchdown throw. Wade with 4 grabs for 117 and 2 scores.
Encroachment on the defense. Half distance to the goal. Retry.
Had multiple extra point encroachments tonight.
Last time that happened, it led to a wacky 2-point conversion attempt. Trinity Christian, though, will keep the kicking unit out on the field.
Still lined up to go for one. Can never rule anything out with Shaun Wade as the holder. This kick is belted through by Onate's 13-point game. And an 80-yard touchdown drive in less than 60 seconds. That's how you need to get back into this if you're Trinity Christian.
Yeah, working on the outside. Andre Cisco kind of drops off, expecting help for number 10, Grant Delpit, over the top, and Brumbaugh sees it, is able to drop it in between the corner and the safety, right to his big play target, Shaun Wade. You can see there, Delpit and Cisco kind of knew they weren't on the same page there. Shaun Wade, he has been so impressive tonight in everything that he has done. Could have easily had 3 interceptions tonight. 2 of those pass breakups right in his hand. He's also come up big on offense as well.
There's so much talent on Ohio State's roster right now, so much of it young. It's a scary thought if you're a Big Ten fan, and this young man.
You can never have enough Shaun Wade.
Yep. Marcus Williamson, Isaiah Pryor, defensive back starters for IMG, future Buckeyes as well.
Sure, Urban Meyer's saying, if I got to go out and buy a crowbar, we will figure a way to work him into the mix.
The onside kick here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I got to practice yesterday too, this is the portion they were working on.
Well, Matthews and Wade are at the bottom of the screen, so smart money is going that way. Wade number 7, Matthews 88. The hands team is out there. Marcus Crowley, Derek Smith too. And yeah, Frankie Onate's going to make no bones about this one. He's going to the near side. Short kick, fielded cleanly by Asa Martin, despite a flying Shaun Wade. Tomorrow night, it's a fun doubleheader in the SEC West. 4 top 25 teams. Number 17, Arkansas, and Austin Allen against number 21, Auburn, and Sean White at Jordan Hare at 6 Eastern, ESPN. Then, Ed Ogeron gets his old school new LSU coach. The Tigers take on Ole Miss, 25 versus 23, 9 Eastern on ESPN. Both games streaming live on the ESPN app, and watch ESPN. And in case that first game overflows, it starts at 6 into the next one. Check your ESPN app and watch ESPN as well. LSU number 5 class in our rankings. Craig Auburn, some great line play headlines.
Yeah, despite the coaching change and some of the uncertainty around their program, still a strong class amongst the top 5. They have 8 commits that rank amongst the top 5 at their respective position, including the number 2 rated D tackle Tyler Shelvin, just a mammoth young man with very good agility for a 300+ guy.
You know, it shows you the commitment of Ed Ogeron, the interim head coach, to that program. Is when LSU and Florida were postponed a couple of weeks ago due to Hurricane Matthew, he and 7 of his assistants really scrambled and hit the road recruiting for their open date.
Well, he's an ideal guy to have in that situation. He has head coaching experience. He has interim head coaching experience. He's a great recruiter, and you know deep down inside he wants that job, and he is going to do everything he can to try and show the LSU brass that he is the right guy, and certainly have a chance to keep that class strong regardless of what happens.
Trey Sanders gets a handoff. Sophomore already verbally committed to Alabama, and this is a tremendous run for Trey Sanders. 6'1", 205-pound sophomore, a gain of 13 yards.
Oh yeah, all the ESPN 300, Junior 300. Let's not forget about Trey here. Outstanding running team, breaking the tackles, and just watch the legs. They're just driving, not going down without a fight. Trey Sanders, another one to watch. Already 6'1", 205, just a sophomore.
Yeah, number 28 player, the sophomore 3. Oh, I'm kidding. We don't have that yet. Bond pitching to Sanders. That was a whole lot of movement for a whole lot of nothing, as it turned out.
Looked a little bit like a Dancing with the Stars routine there. They were kind of working back and forth. Eventually, Mon just gave the pitch, almost as they're saying to his back, you go ahead and get tackled on this one.
Well, they've got quite some work to do for the gentleman who's down below us in terms of Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Seen him a couple of times to some Jackson 5 moves. Good crowd here tonight, fired up crowd here, fun football environment. On to throw it. Inside, Osborne working on Williams. And that is a gain of 9, about 1.5 yards shy.
Had the big touchdown catch earlier on tonight, obviously with the corners. Haven't seen it much tonight. A nice little slant pattern. Nice throw from Kellen Mond to Osborne right out in front of him. You see the big receiver just snatch it with those big mitts. Two former Baylor commits, one now. Mond A&M and Osborne LSU.
Sanders has the ball. And good vision by Sanders, but trying to reverse field. He was cut down by Wade. See where the ball is spotted. And it is spotted close enough for a measurement, apparently.
There were defenders there, but had he stayed on track, probably would have got the first down in the attempt to kind of bounce it back to his right. Had to give a little ground and may not have picked up the first. They bring out the sticks for the measurement.
What do you think? Make it or no?
By his spot, it didn't look like he made it.
I think so either. And that's why you and I are up here.
Yeah.
First down, IMG Academy.
Two of us, 50-50 shot, and both missed.
I should have gone with the opposite answers to make one of us look smart. Likely you will not see Kellen Mond to throw again unless he gets a wide open opportunity with the success of the IMG ground game. First down for the 25. And the clock continuing to move. Sanders.
Go, Trey. Hold the ball.
Well, he really moves well with the ball. Steps side to side impressively. Alabama thinks of him as an athlete. Could be a running back, could be a linebacker, could be a safety. A lot of room to grow for that young man.
Initially, early in the season, working at safety, some change to the roster, brought in a bigger need to running back, and now over with that unit. Coach said last week was the first time he kind of got some meaningful touches in the game here tonight. Asa Martin really kind of carried the load, but here late, talented sophomore getting some opportunities to get some reps.
Hesitation before the snap.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, for Kevin Wright, there's still some things to clear up. Run defense and penalties. Both sides have been hit with some heavy penalties in this game. But IMG Academy is 73 seconds and counting away from getting out of here 7-0. One of their toughest challenges of the season here at Jacksonville.
False start, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Only once.
That was left tackle, Robert Hainsey. He may have been had his number on a seam route. He might have been getting ready to go a little bit early there.
By the way, a 2-point play in the third quarter. What the argument was, we're figuring out, was whether or not it was a lateral to Hainsey. And from the angle we had, it didn't look like.
It clearly didn't look like it was. That's why I think Coach Wright was so upset, but nonetheless didn't play into the bigger picture.
Well, the false starts are winding the clock down. They can just keep moving early and kill this clock. Trinity Christian does have 2 timeouts left. And Sanders gets all of those yards back and then some. Trey Sanders right at the line. Their backup running back was Jamal Curry Elliott out of Durham. Headed back home to Hillside High School in Durham. Sanders has filled the role, and that may do it. No need to run another play. And IMG Academy will take a hard-fought win over Trinity Christian, 34-21. So much talent on the field, Craig. What a fun night it was, and a deserved win for this Ascenders team. 34-21, your final score. That'll do it for us here in Jacksonville. Join us next Thursday night on ESPN2. Woodland Christian and the California School for the Deaf in our high school football showcase. Sports Center is next. Good night from Jacksonville.